June 8, 2010, fourth round pick to the Colorado Rockies baseball. It's one of the highest moments of my life. June 9, 2010. The line was flat. My dad passes away. My dad laying in his deathbed, just tears running down my face. 2 years later, the pressure of the game, the ball on the 1 yard line, and this is the chance to win this game. And it doesn't work. And however, when millions and millions of people all over the world watching and having to walk to the media, and what do I say next? What do I do? What do I think? Being married at a young age and just coming out of college and everything else to, shortly after, marriage not working out and realizing, you know what? Life happens. Life happens to all of us. When you think about being super positive, but positivity, it doesn't always work. Because when you're facing cancer or when you have things you have to deal with, or finances and this and that, like how do we deal with it? It's hard to be positive in the midst of it all. And what I definitely know was this, that negativity works 100% of the time. Negativity was going to get me nowhere. I started saying to myself, new are His mercies every morning, new beginnings, new starts, and despite hardship and pain and worries, and wanting to get through it, and how do I do this? I needed to shift to neutral immediately before I crashed. Sitting there after the Super Bowl, I had a decision to make. Will I let this define my career? Will I let it define my life? Hell no. What I found out was this, that mindset is a skill. It can be taught and learned. As athletes, we train the body, but what do we train our mind? What do we want your life to look like? Be that, lead that, sound like that. One of the questions I always get asked about neutral thinking is this. Does that mean I don't have any emotion? And I always say, absolutely not. We have emotions. We have real life situations. We have things to deal with. But what you have to be able to do is to stay focused on the moment and to not be super emotional. It's okay to have emotions, but don't be emotional. When people look at me, they see that I'm the highest paid player in the NFL, but I still have real life situations. We all do. We all have, sadness and lows and depression and worries and fear. I didn't just get here. What's the truth? And how do I come through this better? And that's really kind of how my mind started shifting. It was not just on the success of it all or the failure of it. It was on the process, like, what is the next step? How do I do this right here, right now? We have a choice to make in life. I made a choice that I was going to believe that great things were going to happen. That I was going to have my mindset right, and I was going to have the right language and the right things to think about, which helped prepare me for today. Positivity can be dangerous, but what always works is negativity. I never wanted to live in negativity, so I stayed in neutral. I kept my shit in neutral, and so that's where I live, and that's where I've been living ever since. Thank you for listening.